Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I thought I would chat about something that I personally feel very passionate about, and it's because I am someone who used to be over 300 pounds. I lost very, very large amounts of body weight, and I did it twice in my life because I got really sick in my early 30s and gained a bunch of weight while in bed and then had to re-lose it again. And it wasn't as profound as the original fat loss in my, maybe late teens, I guess. Where I topped 300 pounds. And now at the age of 47, I very much have lived a fitness and health and training related lifestyle for a very, very long time at this point. And so when I talk about these things, I am speaking as someone who has been there and done it. I am not speaking as someone who, a lot of people who might jump into this who are, say, health at every size advocates might look at me and say, "Oh, you're one to talk about this." I'm like, "Yeah, but I have been there, okay, and I have overcome it, and it is something that should be overcome." But when we talk about these things, people they're taking the health at every size so far that they're ignoring science, and I've seen a lot of it over the years. To where people are literally saying, no, it's possible to be very morbidly obese and still be healthy. And if you say otherwise, you're body shaming. But it's like, no, this is a medical fact. Medical doctors, researchers all agree with these points about morbidity and morbid obesity. And that's not body shaming. Body shaming is telling someone that they should be ashamed or that they are a lesser person in some way. Okay, or telling them that they should have self-loathing, over their weight or some aspect of their body, particularly some aspect of their body that they have no control over. Okay, and I get that. I mean, I agree that that's not right. Look, especially when it's something that a person does not have direct control over. Okay, but here's the issue with that. When we are talking about things like body weight and body fat, that is just simply not true. Meaning many people feel like they do not have control over it. Okay, because people have a lot of trauma that's often unresolved. Right? We have cultural eating behavior that reinforces trauma. Okay, we have that. We also live in societies now to where we have access to limitless, hyper-palatable, calorie-dense food. Okay, that combination combined with a society to where we don't value mental health to the degree that we should, to where therefore we have larger amounts of unresolved trauma. We have a culture and a society that reinforces snack foods, junk food, treat foods for everything, meaning coping mechanisms for trauma. So if you're having a bad day, you can eat this to cheer yourself up. Okay? And it's often reinforced since childhood. We eat the ice cream, we eat the treats, we eat the junk, we eat the garbage because it tastes really good and it'll make us feel better when we're going through a lot. It's comfort foods. Okay? And we live in a society to where this is culturally reinforced. Right? But then we do it on the other extreme too, don't we? We then also associate the big binges and stuff with what? Big family gatherings, happy times. Right? Many of our cultural and social events are built around enormous feasts with lots of extra junk food and lots of extra fat and refined sugar calories. Okay? How about as rewards? We get rewarded, even in childhood, with treats oftentimes for good behavior. Even to some extent was done at schools where you get the pizza parties and everything, right? Merit-based, earned these treats. Well, this is a problem because now we're forcing down the junk when we're upset or sad or there's a failure or something traumatic has happened, and we're then reinforcing it as a social norm in social events, family gatherings. We're also then reinforcing it again for good behavior and good things happening. This is a bad combination, particularly in a culture to where we have limitless access to it, to where even the poor don't starve to death in our society. They oftentimes are obese because we have really cheap junk food, often government subsidized. This is a problem. Now, that will make us feel helpless, but we're not. We are not helpless. And I am saying that as someone who has been through this and done it. You are not helpless. You have control over it. You have to believe that you have control over it. Okay? You have to believe that you have control over it. And if you do not believe that, then you're going to reinforce the idea that you don't. Okay? Once we reinforce that idea that we don't have control, then we start to feel like a victim. Then anyone who's saying the truth about the medical side, the scientific side, is they're shaming us. Okay? But it really isn't. Unless they are literally shaming you. Okay? If they're telling you that you're a bad person or you're unworthy or something because of it, okay, now that really is shaming. And I don't advocate that. I don't think that should be done. I don't agree with people doing that. And I'm not going to get into motivation and how there are some people who are motivated by that, but I don't think that is, by and large, a successful strategy. So here's the point. When we come through and accept this and understand this, people need to understand your perception doesn't change what the research shows. Okay? There's no way to make this medical issue not a problem just because you believe it does and because you can tell yourself that we can be healthy at every size. If I just eat a little better diet, if I just exercise, well, yeah, that will help a little. It will slow down the damage. It's not going to stop it. Now, those might be the things that we need to do in order to reach the healthy body weight. And if you continue to do those things, it will help over time. Okay? But we have to understand deep down that it is important for our well-being, for our health, even for our mental health, that we make those changes. It's important. Because the body does affect the mind. Even the morbidity can affect brain chemistry, brain hormones, sugar regulation even in our body. That will absolutely affect your outlook, your mood, your energy, your quality of life. Okay? This is something that we have to take control of. And we have to accept the reality of it. Otherwise, it's going to continue to be this enormous problem. This is pretty much, at this point, the overall leading comorbidity for all the highest causes of death in our society. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.